Okay, so today we're going to be making the ruffle shorts from Retro Sparkle Designs. We need 2 ruffles, 2 fronts, and 2 backs cut mirrored, and 1 elastic. So take your fronts and your backs, place front to front and back to back, right sides together. Clip the crotch if you need to. I tend to not, but we're going to go ahead and sew down each crotch seam. I am using my serger here on knit fabric. If you don't have a serger, you can also do a zigzag stitch on a regular machine. That would work also. Next, I'm going to put front and backs together and sew down each side and the crotch. So make sure that the seams are as lined up as you possibly can. Having done that and clipped my threads, next I'm going to turn my attention to my ruffles. So I chose to hem my ruffle. You're going to go on the flat side. You do not have to hem, but you might want to cut off some length if you don't. You can also do a lettuce hem, or you could do a double needle on a regular machine. That is my cover stitch, and this is what my hem looks like up close. Do that for both ruffles. Then you're going to take each ruffle and fold it in half, right sides together. I'm going to show you a neat trick that I have learned for back stitching so that it is secure. So make sure that your edges are lined up. Start on your raw edge and head towards your finished edge. Just get right to the very edge, then stop, lift up your foot, rotate your fabric, flip it under, and then sort of push it back under the needle, and then resurge over where you just went, and then it will be nice and secure. Next, I'm going to gather my ruffles, each one. I do it on my serger. There are a lot of different ways to do it. I do have a video for gathering. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take my shorts, still inside out. I'm going to line up my ruffle inside of each leg, raw edges, right sides together. I just like to make sure it's as even as possible. My ruffles are actually a little bit longer. I changed my width just now back to full width. That way it covers my gathering stitches. And then I like to kind of pull on the bottom or onto the main body fabric to make it match my gather. I kind of put my hand down over the gathers as I stitch to try and keep them as even and as neat as possible. Ultimately, people will do a lot of different techniques for gathering. This is what I have found so far that has worked and given me the most consistent results, but it definitely takes practice, and it's just sort of like a work in progress for me as well. Next, we need our elastic for our waistband. I'm going to go ahead and do a zigzag stitch to secure it. Then you're going to go ahead and quarter your waistband. So in half and in half again. And then line up with your seams, the back of the elastic, the front of your elastic, and each side seam with the sides of your elastic. And then when you attach, you're going to go to your serger and attach it just inside of the shorts. Stretch the elastic to meet the waistband and try to do it as evenly as possible so that it doesn't twist when you go to secure the elastic down. I like to exercise my elastic and give it a really good stretch as I pin it. That way it's more even. It kind of works it a little bit better. Then I go ahead and I like to stitch it with a zigzag stitch on the inside so I can make sure that I'm catching that edge, and I pull. It's hard to see here, but I like to pull on that back side and the front side so that it doesn't twist. I like to try and keep it as even as possible, and you don't want your fabric to bunch up underneath And that just helps it go nice and smooth. Be careful not to pull too much on your needle, otherwise it will break. I have learned that the hard way. And that's it. You're all done.